Hello everybody, this is me, Martell. I gotta go to my first appointment or so, and that is dealing with my caseworker. Here's the problem I hate about America. And let's go, they talk all these programs and ADCs and stuff, they talk like they want to help people and all that. I say this on my business account, I hate online job applications. Hard for me to breathe with this mask on, sorry. To the people that's watching the cast, I can't hardly breathe, I got asthma, but I do have something that's pretty profound and valid, and that is when companies and agencies refuse to put no effort, they put bare minimal effort. And that's the second thing too, is like going to a job agency I hate to go to, that's the second appointment, And it makes me mad because, let's be real, I'm disabled, I'm a double minority. Not only that I'm black, I'm also disabled. And it's even worse if you're disabled because the programs don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything to help me. Or if they do, they make me wait months or years with bare minimum effort. Like, for example, the disability job program, they supposedly pay like $10,000 every year, almost going on 20 years. Like $10,000 per case or so, like to help, find jobs for. Because I'm disabled. No, I don't say that on the work for. I learned it the hard way. And here's the other thing that makes my blood boil, and that is you forced to lie. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm a man of morals and stuff, but that goes against me. You know what I'm saying? You're basically lying. If you try to tell the truth, already, I guess because my voice is so when I be when they call me, so they never expect me to be black, or disabled. So. I don't public like this one. I have to fake it to make it on. I'm forced to do this. I'm sorry to say that. I know I'm supposed to be also a straight up kind of guy, but if you try to be straight with these so-called employers, programs, agencies, and all that, I never hear back from never again. But I find it funny if you lie, then they get you way quicker and all that, which is immoral for itself. You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of paying taxes? That comes from taxes, Here's something I'm going to say, it's going to be controversial. That's, at least with prostitution, both ends, both the John and the prostitute, at least they know they're going to get something from the return. Hope you don't get a disease or anything, or catch a kid, or catch a case or so. And that's what around here, there's a lot of scams going on. A lot of people try to set up, some really hot spots and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube, where they set dudes up and all that. You gotta be careful FBI stings, but that's not time for that topic. Prostitution. What's the difference between prostitution versus work agencies and caseworkers and so forth? At least you know that she's gonna get paid and the man gonna lose, every time. Or vice versa. Ain't no gender discrimination thing. But speaking on discrimination, it is discrimination. Because, as soon as I walk into a place, I can tell they racist. Oh my God, it's a black man applying for work in order. He's looking for work. You can look for work day in, day out. That happened to me literally before my injury. So I used to apply. I had to apply after my injury. I ain't went as hard as much. I used to go countless job interviews. I've been dealing with that this year too. After I recovered from physical therapy, I went to 4 job interviews. One time, all of them rejected me, quite literally rejected me. One was honest, I probably gonna get into a lot of trouble. Me saying it's the only company that was up from me, and I'm probably gonna lose their respect and trust by mentioning this. The only company that was from me, sad to say, but also good to me, is Chick-fil-A. And I just now lost their respect, you know what I'm saying? But I refuse to kiss up to any company. And the worst company we're just be also going to lose a deal with them too is Walmart. I remember many times for many years when I was a kid, so teenager and stuff, the early 20s, they made me wait hours just to fill one application, never get back to me. So, here's enough I hate about the company agencies, the disability agencies. They complain that the only jobs that's around is dead end jobs or temp jobs. Either or, I can't use it for my resume, so of course, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, at least with prostitution, they both some happy endings. Well, for the woman that is, or a man, whoever. But the John who pays, he's gonna be broke because he had to work, especially multiple hours. I wish prostitution was, compensated. I wish it was legal and compensated. So the government should pay for prostitution. Say for men and women to get their rocks off. Here's another thing I say about that too, that prostitution is illegal. So men are forced to simp and cuck in America. You know what I'm saying? They're forced to become simps and cucks. But that's another time for another topic too. Speaking of employment, I hate going to these employment agencies, disability agencies. They're all the government. If I get rejected or lied to again, I'm going to the government. Because now that's discrimination. I remember it got so bad. I went to the hires of administrators or so, disability agencies, work agency trying to find me jobs. I told this old lady, which is another thing, a lot, agencies are against minorities and even predators. It's sad me even come out saying this. It sounds sexist. It's a lot of these women programs that be discriminatory against men, and I can't legally or literally do anything because that become a threat. You know what I'm saying? If you try to stand up for yourself, so you forced to quit or you get fired. That's the problem in America. You know what I'm saying? It's even worse when disabled. You know what I'm saying? What if you're owed to a lot of debt, but the economy is never consistent? I'm literally surviving and living off my disability alone, which is not enough after I pay my bills, my rent. This game, I hardly have anything in the middle of the end of the month. And I remember, the only jobs that hiring like temp jobs or dead end jobs. There's no benefit in that. You're basically committing suicide due to stress and mental health and all that, and debt. Thankfully to my banker, so I can't say the nigga I don't want to lose their trust and deal with them anything in the future. Yeah, but talking about it's a debt loan assist and all that. So I'm hoping something comes out of it, because I really hate these agencies, and I hate going to these caseworkers, these useless caseworkers, because they're all full of it. They all BS. Oh man, Mark, tell you so thankful. I'm not thankful being screwed. And I refuse to work for practically chump change. And I refuse to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Applications, I'll be real with you too. I don't put down black. You know what I'm saying? The moment they ask me a race, I put down other, or I say I'm mixed. Call me self-hate if you want to, but I have to be real with the audience. Yeah, I have to put down that I'm not black, because you know why? Because it's already a negative indication in this country alone how they used to be public being discriminatory against, blacks and minorities and stuff, or woman groups, whatever you want to call it. No disrespect to feminist groups. So hear me out. I know you feminists are mad. I know pro-blacks are mad too. Oh man, this Uncle Tom, this sellout and all that from the pro-blacks, and here the feminists calling me a gay misogynist for speaking out against this, and I lost both respect for both sides. I don't care. So it's morally embarrassing to go to these agencies and caseworkers that refuse to do the bare minimum. Only bare minimum you want to say, if they feel like it, is give me some work clothes. Used to give me some bus pass, but now they refuse to give me bus pass. Cheap pricks. We all paying taxes too. That's coming from the government itself. So basically, I find it funny. I remember last year, the IRS had made a mistake on my taxes and stuff. I find it absolutely funny in America that the IRS and the government, the government agents, scumbags, can admit they make mistakes and they lie. That if you lie to the government, your ass is grass. I'm sorry, I say it's what it is. Your ass is grass if you lie to the government. So I don't do that anyway. I don't recommend you do that. You ain't worth going to prison for decades, for a crime you don't want to do. In America, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? They like to say, ain't what you know, it's who you know that gets your foot in the door. And that what hurts me so much. I'd never know anybody. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you try to get along with co-workers, and co-workers don't like me? Definitely not the management. That's what happened to me for literally going on 20 years. Managements and co-workers just don't flat out like me. There's a few that do, which I'm thankful for them. But unfortunately, it's not enough. And it's hard to even trust these people, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Let me guess, this is my third day. Like, she wasn't in for the last couple of days to deal with so-called useless food stamps. And speaking of food stamps, I feel like food stamps is a scam. When I first, and my only time I had food stamps was back in 2015, right? This is funny, right? Check this out. When I was like, in a year my dad passed, I was like 25, so that's my first only time I got approved for food stamps. Guess how much I got a month? From, I think it was early 2015 to only like summer of 2015. So I only had like $20 for those few months. I said, you can't do crap for $20. Quite literally, you can't do anything for $20. You know what I'm saying? Unless you eat, GMO foods. There's no healthy options unless you're rich. America's about capitalism. That's all it is, about money. And that's the thing, when you don't have no money, you feel bummed. So you feel worse than a prostitute. At least the prostitute get paid for it. Their degradation. No, they get paid to get degraded. But working these agencies, going to these agencies to get degraded for free, that's work. That's just slavery to me. I had to go back to slavery. Call me a hypocrite, Call me a sellout. Call me Uncle Tom. Call me misogynist, whatever you want to call me. But let's face facts. I'm speaking to young men and women out here, especially people of color. You will be discriminated. You'll be left behind. You know what I'm saying? Especially worse if you have a disability, a learning disability. And I ain't gonna discuss my medical history with these people. No disrespect. It's morally embarrassing and degrading. It's worse than a prostitute. They get paid to get degraded, but get probably degraded for free when they feel like some chumps. Like, they give me some work clothes if they feel like it. If they feel like it, they help me my resume. So I don't know what good these useless programs agencies are. Yeah, I'm mad. I hate forced to go to these agencies against my will practically. Yeah, I'm discussing this. I have chronic health issues. I ain't gonna discuss that here either because people are jackasses. Yeah, I have to make a video about this because there's no options to turn this anything. I remember somebody said, you should be happy you take a temp job or a dead-end job. I can't even use a temp job because A, it's sloppy on your taxes, and B, it's never consistent. So you gotta go all these countless paperwork when you work temp jobs. You can't survive like that. I don't get nothing back in taxes, and then this so-called virus pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic nonsense. A lot of these agency programs are shut down, or so they start, or some don't come back. A lot of agencies, either barely few come back, a lot of them go out of business. So, oops, game over. As I'm going to my appointment. And yeah, I am mad. It's like you basically it's deception, And I hate deception, It's worse than prostitute. Basically, you go to practice for nothing, especially to spend my money and my little resources going to these program agencies. It's such a mess, Anyway, watch this.